Yeah, after his first defeat as Manchester United manager at Newcastle against those 10 men, a really positive response from Manchester United against Aston Villa to create that 3-point gap between themselves and Villa in fourth. And in fact, if we look at Michael Carrick's 9 games in charge since being appointed, after those 2 under Darren Fletcher since Ruben Amorim departed Manchester United, played 9, 22 points, more than any other team in that period, including Arsenal, the league leaders, who have played a game more. Now, it's a club you know well after 2 long spells there, Steve, and obviously he's a man like us, you know well, and you've coached. I mean, what about that impact in that period of time?
Yeah, that's unbelievable. No one would have expected that. But all he's done is quite simple. He's gone back to basics and put players in the right positions, give them the right job, the right description, what to do. Casemiro back in, Meno back in, Bruno in his favourite position, and moved the front around where he's got flexibility. He's got a good bench. Centre-backs, Maguire is put back in. So he's really given confidence and belief to the players going back in. And you see it, they're comfortable in what they're doing and they're comfortable with each other. So they're a unit, they're nice and compact, well coached, nice simple things, and going nicely on a run and being very, very effective and putting himself in a great position towards the end of the season.
You say well coached there. How important is the staff, but in particular the experience of somebody like Steve Holland in what he's done, Michael, bringing him in with him, do you feel?
I got to say, I mean, I know Steve. I worked with Gareth. I remember going to a day in St George's with Gareth and Steve, and they were demonstrating what they've been doing with England and how they've been doing it. And Gareth was delayed, so Steve took over the complete session, morning, afternoon. And his description of what they were doing, great. Then he worked on the field, and the work that he did on the field was tremendous. You know, 4-2-3-1, everybody knew what they were doing, and you could see he was an accomplished coach at that level. At Chelsea, look who he's worked with. He's worked with the top, the best. He's won everything. And as soon as they appointed Michael, I just wondered, and the same with Ollie and the other contenders for the job, the most important thing is what staff are they going to bring? And as soon as I saw Steve Holland's name, I went, wow, fantastic. And Michael, similar temperament to Gareth Southgate.
Yeah. Good enough.
They linked well, and I thought, perfect for Michael. As long as they connect, which they have done, he's got great experience.
You mentioned one key thing there, which every Manchester United fan has mentioned. We've mentioned it numerous times on our show. The restoring of Bruno Fernandes to his normal position. Now, obviously, he's someone you know well, someone you've coached. Eric Ten Hag actually made him captain, didn't he, of Manchester United. Do you feel like he's showing his body language the shackles of the delight at being let go again in this position?
Honestly, a sublime player. You know, I've coached some, I don't want to mention names as we did earlier, but you know, people ask me, who's the best player? And one of them's got goals. But he's just similar.
Is he right up there?
Oh, my God, yeah. My God, yeah.
Why, Steve?
He's just got Scholes' his vision. 1-2 touch. He just knows the next pass. And I have training, games. A ball comes to him, I'm thinking, he's got nothing on there. Boom, first pass, boom, there's somebody in behind. You know, and he'll demonstrate it here. 1 touch, 2 touch, perfect. And he knows the next pass. You see him scanning, he knows what players are doing, and he's not just that, look, he's got delivery as well. And the key thing is that passion. They made him captain because he's got that passion. And that is vital for any Manchester United. And I've seen him do that so many times in train. And look, and the passion that he's got, once too much at times, once he controls that, he's perfect. Great delivery. He's just an all-round, very, very good player.
You just can't teach, can you? The time, the vision, the time and the weight of the pass, the type of spin he might put on it.
For someone
thinking, and that's the dream to play. I mean, you know, somebody like Kevin De Bruyne has had it with Erling Haaland for years. You've got Fernandes now. Any striker that plays for Manchester United must be licking the lips. I had it with the likes of Steven Gerrard. They just the great players just on a wavelength. You don't have to speak. You don't have to say anything. It's just there, and he's certainly got it. And when we look at some of his numbers from this year, Steve, as well, I mean, his assists. How many games have we got still left of the season? 7 or 8?
Could he break the record?
And I think he possibly could. Possibly could.
Normally, I mean, when the Player of the Year comes around, it's obviously 99 times out of 100 the champions. But outside of the champions-elect, he has to be in the conversation for pure consistency in both positions, actually, this season under both managers, doesn't he?
Wherever he plays, he's for me, he's well up there. And the perfect professional. He's the first in. He's first in the gym. He's first around the boys. He's first outside. He's first in the boxes. And he's last away. And you can't get him off the field. Wow. You cannot get him off the field. Practising shooting, free kicks, them little chip balls which you see. He practice. That's what makes him such a great player. Perfect for the young players like Kobe Mainoo who comes in, just to see what you have to do to become the top. But that kind of vision you're born with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's born with
that's just freakish. There's very, very few people that have got that vision as well, Steve. And you mentioned a couple of players there, the likes of Kobe Mainoo, the likes of Casemiro. He's actually making them play better now because he's always there as an option. As soon as they win the ball back, they can find a Bruno Fernandes, and all of a sudden, with the new players they've got up front as well now, and Burmo, Cunha, a bit of pace up front, that really helps him as well. He's got a variety in his passes. So a quite incredible season. They're flying at the moment, Manchester United, and it's partly down to him.
Indeed. Great to have you with Arsenal's first team for 18 months.
Yeah, it's a real mixture, Steve, of having quality, ability, natural ability and hard work, obviously, that you've got to get to this level. But then once you've got all that, it's all about mentality. And that's going to be his challenge now. We look at players on this list, and if I point to the likes of James Milner, Wayne Rooney, Fabregas, myself in that way, mentality, absolute, players that were never happy, always wanted more, always striving for more, always pushing themselves. And you just hope that Max Dowman is going to be that type of player that isn't happy, that all of a sudden doesn't think he's made it. He's got an advantage as well that he's at a great club. I mean, Steve mentioned Manchester United. Having a manager that understands the game, having great players around you that can help you along the way, not having the pressure of the manager needing to put this young player in because he is the be-all and end-all. He doesn't need to. He can actually map out his career at a nice pace as well. All of these things are going to help him. But at the end of the day, it's what's going to go on between his ears that counts.
Having said that, the manager brought him on ahead of the likes of Gabriel Jesus at 0-0.
Yeah.
Because they needed to change something. I was there. I was privileged to see the goal. They didn't look like scoring. So